today. We'll get both college football semifinal playoff picks for you as we Alabama Notre Dame will kick it off here at 4 p.m. Eastern time. And we have a lot of picks, as we said, NBA, college hoops. So let's take a look at our crew for today. We have Rod Zawacki will join us. Goran will come in as well. We've got Jeff Jeter join us. Christopher will serve as co-host. Shane Mickle aboard. And when he signs off, we'll have Brian Bittler making his Friday appearance. So let's go ahead and bring in Chris. Chris, you ready for these playoffs? I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. I mean, we got off to a great start with the two bowl games earlier today. I can't help but think it's going to be even better tonight, so I'm ready to get this one rolling.
I'm ready to get this rolling. Let's go. Let's bring in Shane Mickle. You'll find him over at Pig Dogs Premium. Shane, how you doing? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys. How are you guys doing?
Oh, doing great. Now, you picked one of the more exciting games on the board from the NBA League Pass Channel, 7:30 Eastern Time, has Atlanta Hawks at Brooklyn. Brooklyn laying 6. Total sits here about 244.5. And, of course, these teams blew up at almost, 286 points in their meeting a few days ago. Although the total's a bit higher than it was in their first meeting. How do you see this one?
Yeah, all the talk I heard about heading into that first game was about how it was the highest total of the season. But these two teams didn't seem to care. I do think there's going to be a little regression in this game. I mean, they're probably both not going to shoot 50% from the field. But getting it down from 286 to 245 or 246 still is a lot of wiggle room there. I think I'm going to take the over. I expect a lot of scoring, not many missed buckets, and this game to go well over again.
All right, Shane says go ahead and take over the total here with Nets and Hawks. Chris, what say you? I kind of looked at this one, and I didn't see the 239 like Joe Duffy gave out and won easily, or the 240 that we saw, and I was a little worried about the fact that I wasn't getting the line value I did a few days ago. But how do you see this one?
This one, I've got to agree. I mean, two teams that don't necessarily play a ton of defense. At least that's the case for Atlanta. This might be a bet that we have to make off air. What's going to be higher, the Nets-Hawks game or my fighting weight after all my New Year's eating today? But we'll see. We'll see what's going to be. We'll see what that number is going to have to be. But no, I'm with Shane here. I like the Nets and Hawks over 244.5.
Agreement here on the over 244.5. All right, Shane, why don't you let us know what you got going on over at Pig Dogs Premium? Still two good college football games ready to go off, as well as some NBA and college hoops.
Yeah, I got a 7-pack tonight. It covers NBA, college basketball, both the bowl games left. I've won each of my last 3 days. Look to win again today. So hop on that, $34.95.
All right, guys, check out Shane Mickle over at Pig Dogs Premium. He's got the long-term pass. Why don't you get on board? We got a one-day pass as well. Get his plays for tonight. And, of course, then upgrade to one of those long-term passes over at Pig Dogs Premium. All right, Shane, as always, great having you on the show. Enjoy tonight. It's going to be good football action out there as well as hoops, and we'll talk with you next week.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it, guys. Have a good one.
All right, everybody, Shane Mickle here on the drive-through. All right, guys, we'll continue on. I want just a reminder here that we're on a little earlier than usual. As you see on the graphic, we're 6 p.m. Eastern time, but we wanted to start early because we wanted to get the show in before the college football playoff games began. Of course, at Alabama, Notre Dame at the top of the hour, and we'll have a pick from that one as well. And of course, don't forget that Mitch will be on with his halftime shows from both of the college football semifinals, Alabama, Notre Dame, Clemson, Ohio State. So set those notifications. Have your portable device ready. So when those games goes to halftime, you'll be ready to get that halftime pick from Mitch. All right, we'll continue on here with the drive-through, and let's go ahead and welcome on with his mobile device, Rod Zawacki. Rod, how you doing, my man?
Doing good, Tony. Happy New Year, everybody. Sorry about the mobile on location, but never stops us. We always get the job done here.
That's right. I appreciate the effort. No power, no signal, but he goes in his phone, sits the generator going on, and he gets a signal for us. So good work there from Rod. All right, Rod, you're looking at one of the playoff games, the semifinals here, 8 Eastern time. ESPN has Ohio State and Clemson. Clemson now a 7-point favorite. Total sits about 68.5 when you do your shopping.
So the line hasn't moved too much from what we've seen this morning. And what I see is I see this game's going to start out. I think we're going to have a slow first quarter. We're going to feel each other. Each team's going to feel each other out before we actually get some scoring here. We're definitely going to see some scoring. But for me in this game, I'm taking the under because I think both defenses have been holding teams to 20-something points a game, and I think that's what we're going to see. Kind of the same kind of the idea. We're going to see a lot of grind it out, burn the clock. Both teams going to try to establish a nice run in this game. I don't see each team trying to blow it out. And you look at Ohio State, the amount of points that they've scored the last few weeks. That offense is definitely not clicking on all cylinders. So I know he gets a nice Ohio State gets a nice weapon back, but I still think that under is a good bet. And when I looked last before my power went out, the world is still on this over. They're expecting a shoot, and I think we sneak just under this number. Take the under 68.5.
All right, Ron Sawacki says under 68.5 in this one. All right, Chris, what say you in this playoff semifinal?
This is another one I agree with. We saw these two teams meet last year, I believe, and it was, 29-23, I think it finished. And then the total was 62 in that game, so even when it went lower. I see the public going for the over as well. I don't get it. I'm sticking with the under as well. Not much has changed. I don't think much changes here either.
Agreement on the under 68.5 points in this one. All right, Rod, good action here, top of the hour, but the playoffs begin. What you got going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Over at the Pig Dogs Premium, I put together a Steak Friday birdcage for you because a couple of my plays have went off. I still have 4 plays left, so I put 3 into this New Year's Eve Steak Friday birdcage for you. If you want all 4 plays, your best bet is to grab a 3-day pass, and you'll get all 4 of my plays for tonight and the rest of everything I got this weekend, which is never a bad thing.
Absolutely, guys. You can see Rod Zawacki documented 235 units of profit. NBA, pick up one of those long-term passes over at Pig Dogs Premium. All right, Rod, Happy New Year. We appreciate the effort getting on the show today, and we'll talk with you next week.
Happy New Year. Everybody enjoy the rest of the bowl games. Let's kill it.
Let's kill it. All right, continue here on the drive-thru. Joined here with Chris Ruffalo as the co-host. Just a reminder, guys, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Free picks every day. Of course, we've got the every day. It gets started at 10 a.m. Eastern time with the morning show with Mitch and company. Of course, Ron Romanelli will be on the weekends with Brian Bittler, Chris Ruffalo, and of course, Rod Zawacki. So be sure to tune in. Of course, we have the drive-thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern time, the Computer Pick Show. And of course, Mitch announced yesterday that there will be a UFC show debuting next month on Pig Dogs and Sports Chat Play. So be sure to tune into our channel here and subscribe. We have a lot of content, more content coming in every day. And of course, if you would support our channel, like this video, give us that thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it because, Chris, that helps our audience grow.
Absolutely, it does. I mean, you see the lengths that we go to make sure that we get this content out for you guys. Rod's streaming from his car. That's just, that's what we love to do because we love to do it for the audience, and we appreciate all the support. It helps us out a ton. You're already watching the feed. You just got to scroll down underneath the video, hit that thumbs up. Like I always say, the only thing you're missing is our faces, and you can get back to those anyways in about 5 seconds after you click the thumbs up. You still hear us, though, and we still got the quality content going for you. Just make it second nature. Just come on, click the thumbs up. You won't even have to hear us annoy you, buddy. Just get back to the video, and then we keep providing you with quality stuff. So we really appreciate the support, though, and we're ready to bring you bigger and better things in 2021.
Yeah, 2021, we're definitely looking forward to this year as well. All right, let's kick it off. Chris, time for you to come up and center here. College Hoops, 6 Eastern time, ESPN Plus has Georgia State at Coastal Carolina. Georgia State laying about 3.5 on the road. Total sits here 158.
Yeah, and this was a game that definitely caught my eye because, Sun Belt Hoops is one of the more underrated conferences in the country. But, you have 2 teams that are 6-1 coming into this game. 2 teams that are averaging well over 90 points a game. But it's that old adage of not everything being created equally. I mean, you look at, yes, they're both 6-1. Quality of competition, though, far different here. I mean, you've got Coastal Carolina. Of those 7 games, 4 of them have been unlined against non-Division I opposition. 2 of they're 1-2 against the number, and their 1 cover was against a horrendous Delaware State team as 22.5-point favorite. But myself, Tony, and all the guys that are on the panel can probably beat Delaware State by 20 points. Now they have the road loss to Wofford and the non-cover at home against North Carolina Central. Okay, but you look at Georgia State. This is a team that's beat Charleston at home. They beat Mercer after losing to Mercer the first time around. They got revenge on their home floor. They beat Charlotte on the road. They beat Georgia Tech on the road in 4 overtimes. This is an experienced Georgia State team with a ton of leadership, a team that you don't want to sleep on. Georgia State could be my team to make it out of the Sun Belt this year. I think this line right here is a steal even on the road. I know laying points on the road is not necessarily ideal, but 3.5 with Georgia State on the road. This is a game I think that Georgia State could easily get to win by double digits, but 3.5, I think we're in the clear. Take Georgia State, lay the points.
All right, Chris is on Georgia State laying the points here against Coastal Carolina. All right, Chris, top of the hour, we got football kicking off, the playoffs. So what you got going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Yeah, unfortunately, all my stuff's gone off the board for today. I mean, we had the circle games, so we're kind of watching that go off right now. But, guys, we always say hop on one of those longer-term passes, 3-day, 7-day, 30-day all sports passes. Those are going to be your best value. We've also got the college basketball season pass of mine up on the website as well. You can see on the bottom of the screen, we're off to a great start with college hoops this year. We're going to keep it going in 2021. And, like we said, you get even the 3-day pass. We have a loaded basketball card tomorrow. There's about 120 games. We're going to have to really sort ourselves down to get to the really, really good stuff. So you can imagine what we're going to have over at Pick Dogs Premium when we have that many options to choose from. But, those are your best values, so go check them out, sportschatplace.com and pickdogs.com Premium.
Absolutely. The crew here getting ready for the big college basketball card for Saturday. Of course, NFL come on the weekend. You can see Chris's numbers here in college hoops. Fantastic, approaching 900 units of profit. Why not pick up a 3-day pass? Get the Friday, Saturday, Sunday pass, maybe dip into Monday as well over at Pig Dogs Premium from Chris Ruffalo. All right, we'll continue on here on the show. As now it's time to go ahead. We have to bring it back here. Let's get it corrected. Here we go. All right. That's why I always tell the guys, make sure you keep an eye on your camera appearance because you never know if the wrong button's pushed. You really don't. So let's continue.
You don't leave Tony at the switch and then have yourself unprepared. You gotta make sure that there's no fingers in noses. There's nothing unsavory being done on the camera. You got to make sure that you're just sitting there staring straight ahead.
Absolutely, and of course our buddy Jeff G will be on a little later, and he was right there, ready. He wouldn't get him in a bad moment there. All right, let's never in a bad moment is Brian Bittler. Brian, how you doing today?
He wasn't doing anything tantalizing in that situation, but you know what? I'm raring to go. I have a college football bowl game of the year, and I'm waiting on Cincinnati to come in. Me and Chris were kind of sweating it out this morning, but I'm hoping they hold on. We'll see how that goes.
All right, let's see how that one goes. All right, Brian, you're looking here at 8 Eastern time. This one is on NBA TV, so you got television here with the Lakers and Spurs in their rematch game. Lakers down to now a 6.5-point favorite. Total sits between about 230.
Yeah, you know what? I took it hard the other day with the Spurs. Lakers just came in and blasted them, but it's really hard to beat a team on back-to-back games. And the Spurs team is well coached. They're 8-2 against the spread, the last 10 as a dog. Lakers 1-5 against the spread, following a straight-up win. I just think that the Spurs are going to do enough to keep this game close. And as always, Lakers always heavily bet. So I feel pretty good about my number. I got 7, but you know what? I think they keep it within a bucket. So really anything 3.5 or higher, I think you're going to get a good number with the Spurs.
All right, let's take the Spurs here in that rematch game at plus 6.5 against the Lakers. All right, Chris, what say you in this one?
We always say, with the college hoops, it's hard to beat the same team in a span of only a couple days, and I think that's no different here. I think the Lakers are going to be in for all they can handle. I think the Spurs give them a run here, and like Brian, I think this is a 4-point game at most, with maybe a free throw hitting it with barely any time left to get to 4. But I think we're good with 6.5 as well.
All right, agreement here with the Spurs getting the points against the LA Lakers. All right, Brian, we got the college football playoffs getting started here, top of the hour. You're number 1 at Pig Dogs and college football this season. What you got going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
I'll tell you what, guys, hurry up. You can get my college football bowl game of the year. It goes off at 4 o'clock. But if you can't make that, I got my golden ticket tonight in the huge Clemson-Ohio State matchup for $30 at pickdogs.com. And if you still don't want to get it on just one play, like Rod said, get a 3-day pass, 7-day pass, 30-day pass. You're going to get a lot of bang for your buck. We got a lot of college basketball tomorrow, and I'm hitting on all cylinders in college basketball, NBA. So really, longer-term passes will save you the money.
That's right. Long-term passes save you the money. There's still college hoops today and tomorrow. Of course, the final, the championship game in a week. So good time to get on board with one of Brian's long-term passes over at Pig Dogs Premium. Of course, that will get you all those plays that it releases. NBA, college football, college basketball, NFL. NFL playoffs are just about a week away. Good time to get on board with Brian Bittler. All right, Brian, as always, great having you on the show. We'll listen to you tomorrow morning, Brian, early 10 a.m. Eastern time with Mitch and the show, Mitch and Company. I know you bookend this show, so we'll be back here Monday.
Yep, I'll be back with my best friends there on a Monday night, and I'm going to start the week off with a smile.
Absolutely. All right. Happy New Year to Brian Pittler, and we'll talk with him next week. All right. We'll continue on here on the drive-through. And we missed him last week because it was Christmas, so we welcome him back to the show. It's Jeff Jeter. You'll find him over at Pig Dogs Premium. Jeff, how are you doing today?
Doing great. Happy New Year, Tony and Chris, and it's great to be back with you guys.
Always great to have Jeff Jeter on the show. All right, Jeff, you're looking here, 9 Eastern time. NBA League Pass channel has the Suns and the Denver Nuggets. Suns in one of those interesting spots here, back-to-back, but in high elevation. Denver going to be laying 3.5 in this one total. You're going to shop around. It's all over the place. I see 221.5 to 222.5 and in between. So how do you see this one?
Yeah, that total looks like it's dropped even a little bit more here. But, of the last three meetings between the Suns and the Nuggets, and this dates back to last year, the total's actually gone over 3 times. But, as you just mentioned with altitude, two of those meetings were in Phoenix and one was in Denver, But and the other thing to kind of look at, too, is these two teams, Phoenix was in the bubble for just a short time, so they didn't face each other. So when I went back and looked at it, I looked at the Suns' last 4 trips to Denver, and instead of looking at the over-under, I kind of just looked to see did they get close to that 222 mark. And 3 of the 4 times, Phoenix has traveled out there to visit the Nuggets. They've gone under that 222 mark. I mean, when I think of those totals in Denver, I think more along the lines of 215, 216, top, and sometimes even lower. So, but one thing I have noticed, obviously the Nuggets 1-3 on the season right now. They're definitely need to win here against the Western Conference opponent. I think they need to really group up here, control the pace because one thing they're hanging in here in some games, but the Nuggets are 28th in the NBA right now in fourth quarter scoring at only 22 points a game. In that last loss to the Kings, they only scored 15 points in the fourth quarter, and that's just not going to get it done. So, I could see, Jokic, being a force underneath in this game and, controlling some rebounds, controlling some pace. And plus, again, Phoenix up in altitude. I know they just faced Utah just a couple nights ago, but I still think this is going to be dictated by pace, some deliberate pace here. So I still think that under is a way to go in this game tonight.
Yeah, I like the under in this one as well, Chris. I know with Chris Paul, he did slow down the pace for Houston, and of course they're playing a little bit more control basketball now with Phoenix. How do you see this one?
Yeah, I can't disagree. Anytime I find myself taking the Nuggets in a game, they're putting up 95, 100 points in a game, and they're trying to keep the teams around that number as well. So I agree with Jeff. I think we got a slower game tonight. I think Utah brings Phoenix down to their level in the altitude, and I think we got an under brewing here.
Yeah, I think Cliff Yang does supply some stats here to support the under as well. All right, Jeff, a lot of action here, top of the hour. The playoffs begin from college football. What you got going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Yeah, just a few minutes left here. I still got my Rose Bowl total up there with the Notre Dame-Alabama game. And this evening, I've got an NBA 3-pack, weekend tip-off 3-pack for $29.99. And but tell you the best value on the board tonight, I've got the New Year's basketball 5-pack for $32.99. That includes all 3 of my NBA picks for tonight, as well as a couple of picks from college basketball. Of course, like we always talk about, great time to hop on a 3-day pass right now. Got quite a few picks in here for tonight. Big, huge slate, like Chris mentioned a few minutes ago, coming up in college basketball tomorrow, as well as other bowl games and the NBA. And, of course, we may find a few nuggets for the NFL on Sunday, although it's week 17. But, hey, great time to hop on board as well as long-term passes.
That's right, guys. Check out Jeff Jeter over at Pig Dogs Premium. That 3-day pass is perfect. You get the Friday, Saturday, Sunday action. Huge college basketball card tomorrow. Of course, the NFL, since they added that extra playoff spurt, so it does provide a little bit more interesting scenarios here, making Week 17 a lot more interesting. So check out Jeff Jeter over at Pig Dogs Premium. All right, Jeff, as always, great having you on the show. Have yourself a great night, and we'll talk with you next week.
Absolutely. In 44 days until the Daytona 500, so don't forget about that, guys. We'll be talking about it soon. So.
Absolutely, we'll have Jeff Jeter with his weekend coverage here for us here, not only on our show but always on the weekend shows at the morning show with the guys. All right, Jeff, have yourself a great night.
Thanks, guys.
All right, everybody. Jeff Jeter here on the drive-through. All right, we'll continue on. And now we missed him last week because it was Christmas, but Goran Kuchar will join us here for some European soccer. Goran, how you doing today?
Hey, guys. I'm doing good. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you, Goran. I know you're going to be looking at this Tottenham and Leeds from the EPL.
Yeah, that's an early game tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. But before I start, I'd like to say that Everton lost today. So.
Oh, boy.
Oh. Worst part was I didn't even get to watch the game today. So now I'm not only angry, not only surprised. Now I'm angry.
And they were playing at home as well. So.
Can we just go to the next segment? I'm done with this guy. Okay,
2021 doesn't change a thing.
No, not at all. Everton's losing. We're talking about soccer. Yeah, nothing's changed in 2021. Okay, anyways, carry on.
Yeah, so we have Leeds and Tottenham tomorrow. Tottenham was the best team in the EPL for a while there, but they cooled off since, and that's understandable given the amount of the games these teams play, the Champions League and all the cup competitions in EPL. And Tottenham hasn't won any of their last 4 EPL games, which is weird for them, and they dropped to 5th place, I think, now. While Leeds is the team that doesn't really care about the defense, and as long as they score a goal more than their opponents, they're perfectly happy with it, right? They failed to score in only 2 games this season, and they have 3 losses and 3 wins in their last 6 games, and each of those games had tons of goals, tons of chances, and fun soccer to watch. And there are some injuries in both teams, and for that reason, I think Tottenham is the favorite here. They should get a win here, but I'll stick to goals with both teams to score and over 2.5. And I think the line went up to -150 now, actually. So.
All right, tomorrow morning, Tottenham leads over 2.5 goals, and of course each team to score. So that's almost like a little parlay here that has to come in. And right now the odds are at -150. All right, Chris, what say you in this matchup?
I agree with this one as well. I mean, like Goran said, Leeds don't care too much about defense, and they're offense first. And Tottenham's a team I expect to get at least 2 goals in this game. I think we'll get 1 from Leeds. I think we're in the money with this one.
All right, guys. So check out Goran play there. It's an agreement with Tottenham leads over 2.5 goals and each team to score. The odds are now at -150. All right, Goran, a big action here from EPL, European soccer. What you got going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Yeah, I'm trying to wait a little bit longer with my premium package for tomorrow because there's a lot of COVID cases in England now, and you can never know which game is going to be postponed and not. Even the Tottenham's last game was postponed, and Everton's game before this one was postponed as well. So the premium package for tomorrow is coming a little bit later, but there is a 3-day pack and a 7-day pack and a season pack up there already.
Yeah, all right. Try to check out Goran Kuchar over at Pig Dogs Premium. He's got that long-term pass. Good news is a lot more games are played than postponed. So I like to look at that side of it. But pick up Goran over there at Pig Dogs Premium. He has that long-term pass going on. And, of course, he'll get you in the winner's circle there with European Soccer EPL right now in full force. All right, Goran, as always, great having you on the show. Have yourself a great night, great weekend. We'll talk with you next week.
Nice seeing you guys. Good luck and have a great weekend.
All right, great weekend. Happy New Year to Goran here on the drive-through. I will continue our coverage. That's one thing we noticed here. We talk about a lot of these postponements, Chris, but when you do the math, I mean, a good number, I'd say well over 80% of these games are being played.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, how many times did we say I can tell you on the morning show we were covering simulated Madden football, how much we would, cherish just even your, I don't know, what's 2 teams that are 12? Your Akron Bowling Greens. As much as I trashed that football game, at least it was still happening as opposed to, having to bet on simulated football. So, and also Tony, like you said, we're blessed to have as many games as we do considering what's been going on. So I'm happy with 80% as opposed to worrying about the 20 that we're losing. That'll probably get made up down the road anyways. Absolutely.
All right, guys, here on the drive. A reminder, if you missed some of the picks on the show, we're going to recap them right after my pick. And let's get on with my pick. And we're going to be looking at an NBA game tonight between the Heat and the Mavericks. I'm going to take the Heat here, -1. I think I'm a little nervous. The line looked a little short to me, but I know it opened the other way with Dallas -1. It's moved to the Heat -1, and I like the Heat here. Jimmy Butler has been upgraded to probable in this spot. The Heat did respond with an 11-point win to Milwaukee on Thursday. Butler's coming in with a lot of rest. I like the rest advantage here with Butler. They've been a great team playing with rest over their history here the past couple of seasons. Now, Dallas, they've lost 3 of 4. They're without Kristaps Porzingis. But it's the Mavericks defense. They're allowing 48% shooting. And, here we go, the Heat. 49% from the floor, nearly 37% from 3. And the Heat, they can make the threes. They can defend the 3. And the Mavs' only win came against the Clips, sitting Kawhi Leonard. So I'll go ahead and take the Heat here, laying the point. Chris, what say you in this one?
I can't disagree with you here either, Tony. I think that Miami loss to Milwaukee the first time was a bit of just a shell shock because Miami thought they were going to have Butler going into that game. Second game against the Bucks, they adjusted, got the win there. Now we're getting Butler back against a Dallas team that I'm still not convinced that Luka Doncic is 100% healthy. I know he had a knock on his knee last week, and sometimes those those linger for a little bit. So I'll take Miami here. I think they just got the better depth, and I think they get the job done.
Yeah, Dallas can hire with the schedule. Western Conference team, you're going to be playing these Western Conference opponents. When you're not at full strength, you can see what happens. You can really go on a slide here. Now you get a power from the East. You're hoping to get a little relief from the East, right? No, you don't. You get a tough game here from the Eastern Conference against Miami. So I'll take the Heat here at -1. And be sure to check out Pig Dogs Premium. I got a 3-pack. I've got a college football, NBA, and college hoops game on that 3-pack, so check me out over at Pig Dogs Premium. Of course, I also have long-term passes, 7 and 30 days there on the side. All right, we'll continue on here on the drive-thru, and it's now time to go ahead and recap the picks from today's show. All right, we got started here with Shane Mickle. We got Jeff Jeter here sitting in as well. You can kind of critique a game. We'll ask him which one he likes the best. We started with Shane Mickle. He was on the Nets Hawks over 244.5. Chris Ruffalo, Georgia State -3.5 against Coastal Carolina. Rod Zawacki, Clemson, Ohio State going under 68.5. Brian Bittler was on the Spurs +6.5 against the Lakers. Jeff was on the Suns Nuggets under 220.5. Goran, Tottenham leads over 2.5 goals. And both teams to score at -138 odds. Yours truly was on the Heat -1 against the Mavericks. And we will get to that Notre Dame-Alabama game at the end of the segment, so just stay tuned, guys. We'll get to that game. But I'll go ahead and ask Chris, other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
Tony, I got to agree with you once again. I really like the Heat laying the point against the Mavericks. And in near pick 'em, I'm going to take the much deeper team in Miami. And I think that's a great pick for today.
All right, I'll go over here to Jeff. Other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
Yeah, I like Rod's under in that Clemson-Ohio State game. I totally agree with him. I think it sneaks under the total. We'll see, kind of be drug out a little bit, I think. And almost made that Heat Mavericks. I like the Heat too there. Almost made that a premium pick, but I laid off of it here. So, but I like Rod's pick.
Yeah, and I like Jeff's picks on this under, especially now that you can find 222 and 222.5 out there. The Suns are playing a little. They're defending. That's what happens when you get Chris Paul. He does slow down the pace a little bit. So I'll go with Jeff's there. All right, Chris, I'll ask you one game we wanted to mention here. It was not part of the Capper selection, so we'll cover it here for Eastern Time. Notre Dame and Alabama. This one now showing Alabama laying 19.5. The total sits here at 66.
Yeah, see, this was this game didn't make my premium list for a reason, just because I was kind of having a hard time reading this game. I mean, if you ask me on the surface what my first lean was, I would probably say Alabama in a rout, just because you know what? We've seen Notre Dame in this spot before, and what happens? The Irish tend to usually fall flat on their face, and I think this is no different. I think Alabama's on a mission right now. I think you're going to see this Notre Dame front struggle to contain Najee Harris, and the secondary is going to have issues with Devontae Smith. I think this is a 21-point win at the very least for Alabama in this one.
All right, in this game, it didn't make my premium list. I would probably take the points in this one. Jeff, is this part of your premium package today?
Yeah, the total is a part of my premiums today.
All right, guys, so check out Jeff Jeter over at Pig Dogs Premium. He'll have a total for you there. All right, reminder, guys, we're back on Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time with the drive-thru. Don't forget, Mitch will have his halftime show. Notre Dame, Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson. Those games go to half. Get your halftime pick from Mitch. Make sure you have that portable device. Set those notifications. Get that halftime pick from Mitch from the playoff semifinals. Don't forget, it all gets started every day and he'll be back tomorrow with his morning show at 10 a.m. Eastern time. All right, let's go ahead and bring in the crew from today's show. We'll give you guys a nice wave goodbye. Have yourself a great night. Happy New Year to everybody, and we're back with the drive-thru